understanding. The many truths to be you, but if you planning to be using how to get you understanding when you shake a hand and sit you stranded.
Head started from a 5-block run out of clear silence when I unblocked from off the floor to your jaw with the dry one. Got up and cut it, cut a couple throats on the undercard, cluttered it, cleared out the cluttered and showed it a gun bazaar. Psychologically so illogical by mythology, I'm catastrophically philosophical, they're isosceles. For one, any motherfucker trying to play with my crew won't see their baby child make it tell too. Shot to the nigga out the motherfucking 3. Vice 174 is my motherfucking street. Some niggas roll 5 and some niggas roll 6. Some niggas roll trips, roll 7 called quits. Cop 8 clips for my brand new baby 9. Back when I was 10 and was 11, I was fine. 11, 12 niggas locked, 11 niggas doing time. Go do your Nas math, cause your crew done dropped a dime. Age 13, had the Nina with the beam, and I stashed it in my jacket cause they seen it in my jeans. 9th grade, drinking Long Island all lean. Alcoholic in the hallway at 14. Remember killing Smack back when I was 15, and then ever since I've been giving niggas hot 16.
Could you hoes get it blue? Reason I'm frozen and blue. I was chosen to do rap for years and I'm closer than you.
Right as a wrong, you can hate me much as a pinky. That can't be long, mistaking me thrown patiently, cold castedly, first 48edly, hastily, praise my face to be gone, wasted with Satan, flagrantly, waiting, ways to respond, play it vacantly. Call my Carter like Wayne did to get cakey as Sean, Cory or John, LeBron like a story of bombs. Papa Gat told me he just might have to Maury me moms. Court on LeBron, spit it pures and snore out a palm. From quarter to calm, more courts than a quarter to drum. Cory with drum, DiBiase, ignored her alarms, cause your posse is posse. We got the sword for batons, crush your family tree, spread them on the floor like the Kron, quick for trying to slick Rick or Captain Ron.
Peter Cory Pankey Jr., born June 22nd, 1987, also known as Cory Gunz. What would sound better to you if I said maybe you're good enough or you have great potential? I'm gonna guess that not many like the sound of maybe because we're too familiar with the chances of letdown that word carries. It's used too often. When someone tells you of the potential you have, immediately you feel as if you're holding on to a unique gold chip buried deep inside, and if only you could get the masses to see, they'll finally notice the star you truly are. So potential it is. Today's feature couldn't have had a larger gold chip in his back pocket coming into the game. His father, as we all may or may not know, had a top 10 song back in 97-98 called Deja-VU, aka Uptown Baby, that eventually went platinum, and like his future seed, he too had star potential that fizzled out just as quickly. Along with that, Cory Gunz had the music industry at his shoelace, assisted by Jay-Z, who helped him sign to the hottest recording label for urban acts maybe ever in Def Jam, then later with the hottest conglomerate of the early 2010s, Young Money, featuring Nicki, Drake, Tyga, and of course, the era's leading candidate for GOAT of that era, Lil Wayne. In other words, Cory Gunz had opportunity. That, along with potential, leaves, as some would say, only luck to be on your side, and you're out of here. But let's not leave this out. Cory Gunz was actually good. Not industry planted because of your one-hit wonder father's connections good. Like, at one point, he arguably outshined a top 10 artist of all time good on multiple tracks. A milli, dub for Cory. 6 foot, 7 foot, sorry Wayne, dub for the first Gunna. Cory's flow alone would have gotten him on in those days even without his dad by his side, mainly because it was versatile, crafted early, polished, and just as, if not more witty than his label leader at the time, even if not as consistent. Side note, I get the first Logic vibes from Cory. Is that only me? Okay, back to it. The unfortunate thing about the word potential decided on earlier is it doesn't draw a fine enough line. And for the ones that don't meet the potential expected of them in the entertainment field, that makes it easier for you to be replaced and everyone just moves on. Because we see failed potential all the time. So is maybe and potential that much different? Depends how you see it. The way I see it, Cory Gunz had the potential to maybe be one of the best rappers of his generation, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man.
The danger zone, can a stranger roam, bang or blown. You set in stone, leave my name alone. I live like I'm dead already. I think like I'm shot in the head already.
Cory Gunz is from the Bronx, New York. With his father being a staple in New York hip-hop history, even off one record, rap was in his DNA, so to speak. Same as Del and the Currys, the Hardaways, the Paytons, and potentially the Jameses. So at a young age, he was introduced to the industry to great assistance, literally, as Jay-Z guided him through his early Def Jam and Island Def Jam signings and placing him in direct view for his golden chip to shine. It wasn't easy nor instant, but by 18, he was being featured on songs with Rihanna, and by his early 20s, he released his Gangsta Grillz mixtape in 2009 called Heir to the Throne and was featured on that year's freshman roster. With a hot start like that, it's hard for a star's flame to be smoldered. Stunt number 1, we had to cool him off. Social media around 2011-2012 was still very much in its infancy, with YouTube just 5 years born and Instagram a baby of 1 year. Of course you had your MySpaces, but those two didn't yet clearly show the pros and cons of themselves by the time Cory Gunz's father, Peter, made the decision, as he says, to cool his son off. I say that to say he himself may not have known what that could mean going into this new era where music and stars are digested at a rapid rate, leading to the seek of what's the next hot thing. In this case, artists. Him taking the break he did at the time he was as hot as it could have gotten for him was to me the biggest reason he never reached his full potential, and to my amazement never even released an album. Something you couldn't convince me would be the case as fast as Cory was ascending. What made him need to cool off? A gun charge in the beginning of 2012 to where he faced 3 years in prison for carrying a gun in his backpack, which in the state of New York was supposed to be a mandatory 3-year sentence. Instead, he received 2.5 years probation and no jail time. A part of him winning this leniency was that he stayed out of the public eye fighting this case and so was able to relieve law enforcement of the public embarrassment that once again a celebrity is let off easily. And so his gun charge came and went. But what it took with it was Cory's potential. Because, like mentioned earlier, the new era had began and was growing rapidly. Now with the access to your favorite public figure in the palm of your hand, it was easy to move on from an artist being planted in your face constantly, leaving you no choice but to give his music a chance. You could now move as fast as you wanted finding something new. So I guess the cooling off worked, just not for Cory Gunz's career.
When they hit with venom, stinking in the bacon when he shit his denim. And now he laking with the fishes with him, cause we in them dangerous grounds. Trade pound 7 spin around for my brethren.
Stunt number 2, back to square one. Of course, the trade-off of purposely cooling yourself off and succeeding at that places you back to where you once began that took you years to figure a way out of. And unfortunately, that's where Cory Gunz was around 2013, seeing if he had what it took to get himself hot again as plans were. He hit the ground attempting to run with the release of a mixtape, followed by mass guest features with some of the hottest artists at the time. He looked forward to a 2014 debut album release, but unfortunately, he just couldn't regain that fire he once had just a few years earlier, as listeners moved on from his music. A reason that may just be me speculating, but I think the people moved on so easily and quickly because his rap style began to sound of the one-trick pony essence, as in, we get it. You can flip words, rap fast, and place timely punchlines. But is that all to your stardom? Who are you outside of insane bars about things we're sure you aren't really doing in real life? May it have been better if you just took the jail time and come out to crazy buzz like Lil Wayne did? These were all different perspective of questions surrounding Cory's attempt to resurge, and quite frankly, I think there were too much questions and hassle for listeners to care. Back to square one was the deal he took in exchange for his freedom. Did he think they were going to allow him to eat his cake too? Stunt number 3, you weren't LeBron James on the Miami Heat, fam. Cory, listen, I get how hot you were in the late 2000s, early 2010s, that you could have thought to say and believe that. I guess it was your attempt at remixing Lil Wayne's Best Rapper Alive moniker, but even by that time, you were always just Mario Chalmers or Norris Cole, even Mike Bibby. Lil Wayne, of course, D-Wade. Drake, the LeBron of the team, everyone knew he'd move on and become a star in his own right, while still keeping close relationship to his friend. And Nicki, Chris Bosh, often on the side as the top two run the plays, but formidable as a superstar in her own right. Can we call Tyga Ray Allen? Just as you thought he was dead, he shows up out of nowhere to splash hit after hit in your face, leading to extended life. I'm not saying Cory was a bum, just that maybe with this perspective as to what he actually meant in the rap game, having never released anything significant of his own, he may have seen those 2 to 3 years in jail as a unique opportunity at building some soul to his otherwise protected rap existence. All in all, Cory Gunz in life will always be fine. We're not talking about his life outside of music. But as a rising star that maybe could have rose to much more, he made or was assisted on decisions that took him out the game and the spotlight, and he never got that light back. What he did receive was at least a chance, more than most get. Now though, what's an artist with all those connections and entry pass into the game do when the people are over what you're selling? Unfortunately, that just may be the case for Cory Gunz in 2021. Salute, much respect, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Like, subscribe, and let me know who I should do next. I'm out.
I'm the last nigga you wanna see attack. The difference is I be breathing, but he ain't breathing back.